And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and spoiler review for Marvel's WandaVision Season 1, Episode 6. And before I start talking about it, spoilers. I mean, this happened Friday, but if you haven't watched it up to this point now, I'm sorry. But this is going to be some spoilers in here because we're literally winding down to the last 3 episodes of this show before it ends. But don't worry, we still have Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out and Loki. But man, WandaVision has just got better and better as it just keeps moving along. So the last episode we saw, Vision started asking questions about what the heck is going on in Westview. He has no idea, what's, going on with the town. Then he finds out that some of the townsfolk are actually scared of Wanda. And then he starts questioning that. And then he starts asking Wanda some questions. She gets a little, triggered about it. And then they start having some arguments. They hear a doorbell. And then, of course, Pietro shows up. Now, Pietro is played by the actor who played Pietro in the X-Men universe. This is key. In the X-Men universe. But in this episode, we find out he's actually Pietro from Age of Ultron. So he's playing Age of Ultron's Pietro, but it's just an actor from the X-Men universe. But now that Fox is with Disney, they can use him as an actor. So it's pretty cool. So today's episode was pretty much a Halloween special. Tommy and Billy, they decided that, it's going to be their first Halloween. And they're going out, trick-or-treating with their Uncle Pietro. Wanda still has a lot of questions about why he's there. Why does he look different? She's questioning all of that. Everybody, while they're having their little trick-or-treat Halloween time. While that's all going on, you have Vision. He's trying to investigate his own kind of conspiracy, like what is actually going on with the town. He's trying to find out why certain people can go some places, but can't go anywhere else. He's trying to get more information because he has no idea what's going on. His coworker from work told him, like, hey, listen, she's in my head. I want to leave. I need to get out of here. But he wants more information. So Vision goes off to his own little adventure, wearing his old iconic comic book costume. So, that was cool. We got to see Wanda dressed up in her original comic book debut costume as well, which Elizabeth Olsen looks really, really good in. And yeah. So Vision, he's doing his investigation. And then, of course, we go back into the normal world, if you want to call it that, where we see Darcy, Monica, and Agent Wu. They start questioning Haywood, who's the leader and the director of S.W.O.R.D., what his intentions are to try to take out Wanda. Why he's so interested in taking her out when he knows she threatened him, like, hey, listen, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. You come after me, I'm coming after you. He's seen her power, but yet he's still determined to try to stop her for some strange reason. He apparently, he wants everybody to know that he's trying to save the people in the town, which we understand, but he probably has another motive, which Darcy ends up finding out. They didn't really explain what his real motivation is, but then we get to hear Monica say she has a friend who specializes in this kind of situation. So could that be the person who's gonna be showing up in the big oh my god Luke Skywalker moment episode? But only time will tell. This episode was cool. I actually enjoyed it. First of all, I had the whole I think that TV show Meet the Goldbergs, I believe. I can't remember the actual name of that. Meet the Goldberg. I think Meet the Goldberg. I think that's the name. Or Modern Family. That's the one. Sorry, the wrong show. It had the Modern Family vibes of how that show was in the early, the 2000s and all that. So we had that vibe. So we're on that, level of where in the decades this actually is. Sometime in the 2000s, moving forward, we get to see Vision try to talk to Agnes. Agnes, from the trailer, when we first saw the first trailer, said, hey, you're dead. And Vision's still confused. We saw that. That was great. We got to see Vision actually leave the town through the force field that Wanda has around it, and he starts falling apart. Like pieces start to fall off him because, remember, he's dead. So technically, he's just a walking corpse. But if you guys remember, I believe episode 4, maybe even episode 5, we got to see footage of Wanda sneaking into Sword's headquarters, or one of their facilities, and taking Vision's body like puzzle pieces. Now, she put it back together to make him alive again in her mind. And that's why we get to see Vision doing his thing and, being conscious and all that. But to the outside world, he's just pieces. He's just broken up pieces. Which begs the question is like, wait, who's in charge of the Avenger compound? And why would they allow that to happen? That does make up a weird question about who's in charge. I know, I get Tony Stark is not there. But you figure Pepper Potts or somebody's there to keep an eye on all their stuff. Where's Bruce Banner, Why isn't he like, whoa, you can't take our property? So why does Sword even have Vision? That's a weird question. Did Nick Fury give it to them? It's very strange. But, yeah. Also, I noticed in this episode, we get to see Tommy and Billy use their powers. So in the comic books, Wiccan is speed. Billy is speed. Tommy is Wiccan. So, or vice versa, one of them. And they have their powers. So, are they going to go against their mother moving forward? Who knows? Do they find out nothing here is real? Are they going to band with their mother and team up with her to stay alive? Because who knows what's going to happen to them outside of that bubble? Are they actually alive? Are they just imagination of Wanda's? Imagination? Who knows? But it is interesting to know that they have their powers now, and we got to see which side will they be on if they end up choosing a side moving forward. But yeah, and then of course when Wanda finds out that Vision left the little bubble, she got mad because she knew that the soldiers were gonna either try something at him, or she doesn't realize that he was falling apart because her son told her that Dad's in trouble. They're soldiers, so she supposed to assume, okay, they're attacking him. And then she got pissed off. Then she basically expanded the bubble throughout the whole area that they were already in, combined to where the Sword headquarters is. So basically, everybody who is a member of Sword all got transported into her reality, and is now a part of their story now. So they all ended up being circus folk. Go figure. So that could be the next episode. They go to visit the circus. But of course, Monica Rambeau, Agent Wu escaped because they were going to go meet up with Monica's friend, who now I'm starting to believe, could be either two people. One, I believe it could be Reed Richards. I know it sounds crazy to believe, but I feel like Reed Richards, he's a scientist and all right. I'm pretty sure once we actually get to see him in the MCU, Kevin Feige will say he's the smartest man in the planet. Smarter than Tony Stark and all that blah, 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 blah stuff. Which, makes sense. So, if this is a way to introduce Reed Richards into the universe, that's a Luke Skywalker OMG moment right there, okay? Seeing Reed Richards, and then we get to see him eventually moving forward, becoming the Fantastic Four member, and of course, Mr. Fantastic himself. Would he have his powers at this point? Would he be just regular Reed Richards? Who knows? But yeah, it could be him. Or I'm also starting to think that they're gonna get Hawkeye. Now I know Hawkeye's not much of a oh my god, I can't believe Hawkeye's in here kind of character, but I feel like since he has such a connection to Wanda, he kind of treats Wanda like a daughter in a strange way. But maybe he'll try something. Maybe this is the way he dies. Maybe Hawkeye dies. 'Cause remember, if Hawkeye shows up in this show, then Hawkeye TV show is already taking place during this time period. So we really just don't know. But, it's a possibility. I don't know. I really don't know. A lot of people think it's Magneto, which I think I'll lose my mind if it is. Because, yes, a new Magneto, that would be kind of cool. Michael Fassbender, if they want to bring him into it. Maybe. But, yeah. it could be anything. You know, even Darcy got, you know, zapped into the reality universe now, so she's like a circus folk person too. So we didn't get to see what happens to her because she was handcuffed to a car, but she just disappeared. So we really don't know. We saw some other agents get turned into circus clowns. So that could be the next episode where they you know, the Maxwell family go into the circus and have a good time, but you know, not realizing that, yeah, Wanda just turns those agents into circus folks. So yeah, 3 episodes to go. Now we just don't know what's gonna happen moving forward. Is Wanda gonna wipe, you know, Vision's mind to not remember what just happened to him? Is he gonna remember that? Is he gonna attack Wanda? Hard to say. But I do have a new theory about what's actually going on here. I do believe that Wanda is responsible for this, but I do believe that there's something else involved here. A lot of people think it's Mephisto or another villain. I don't think that's the case. I don't know about this, but this is just my theory. When Vision lost the Mind Stone, you know, Thanos took the Mind Stone in Infinity War, tossed him like trash, and then, you know, he blew up when Wanda tried to, you know, destroy it. So that was the first time. Then he reversed time and brought him back and took the stone anyway and just tossed him around. And then, you know, Sword somehow got involved and took his body and chopped him up into little pieces. But I'm starting to believe that the Mind Stone's power was absorbed into his body and had enough energy to affect Wanda. So maybe Wanda is doing this, but she's not aware of what she actually is doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? I mean, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner did build that body. And you know, Tony Stark, he always has contingency plans for everything. He's basically Batman of Marvel. You know, he always have a little plan behind certain things. You know, when he built the Edith glasses, you know, he had messages in there for Peter to, you know, to see for him only. And then he had the whole drone thing. So it is a possibility that maybe he built the body to absorb the power of the Mind Stone just in case he loses that stone in the head. So that way, if he loses the thing, he can come back to life or something. Just a guess. So maybe when they chop him up with the pieces, Wanda touched the power, used her powers to touch the body, and then it triggered her powers to make it more advanced, more mutant-like, if you will. And that's what's causing all this. You know, she's not aware of what she's doing. She's just thinking like, oh yeah, I can bring back Vision and everything be fine. And we can have a family. But she's not realizing what she's actually doing to around the people that's around her. You know, that's just a guess. Maybe the Mind Stone's overpowering her. It could be lots of things, but that's just my theory. But I just don't see anybody else being involved because we would have got more glimpses of it already. You know, a lot of people say, oh, we see Mephisto's shadow. You know, when you look in the mirror when Pietro first showed up, you see him it's not really Pietro. I think it is Pietro. I think Pietro, he even said it. You know, when I died, I heard your voice and I came back. That's Pietro from Age of Ultron. It's not Pietro from the X-Men universe. There is going to be no crossover. Not yet, anyway. But, yeah, I just think that this could be the thing with the Mind Stone. I know the Mind Stone is destroyed, but don't forget, we still have Loki coming up soon. Remember, Loki's coming up. And we don't know where it actually takes place during all this. So Loki could be happening the same time as WandaVision, the same time as Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they can all intertwine for each other, for all we know. You know, if Loki's going to be hop-toeing, you know, in time with all this, you know, with one of the stones, he could be changing reality in itself. So for all we know, the Mind Stone is back. We just haven't seen it yet. Because if you look at this episode closely, you see Vision get destroyed, but you don't see the Mind Stone disappear. The Mind Stone's still there. Why is that? You know, when we first see Wanda really look at him how he's supposed to be, he doesn't have the Mind Stone. But why would she bring him back with the Mind Stone? You know, why would the Mind Stone be so yellowy, glowy? You know, super glowing. You know, it could just be there, like how she's supposed to see him. But why would it glow? Does that mean it's active? Does that mean that she actually brought it back? Possibility. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's just a guess, but who knows? But it is fun to think about. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. And are you looking forward to more? Who do you think is coming? You think Reed Richards is coming? Professor X? Magneto himself, you know, Michael Fassbender. Do you think anybody's coming? Hawkeye, you know, possibilities are endless. We just don't know who it is. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Stay tuned for more, and thank you very much, and have a good day.